you understanding that you are doing the inner work for yourself. You are figuring out the things that you need to figure out. You are improving your quality of life. And that's where the decision to go seek help in terms of therapy came in. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Balikatere and I am your host for Power Circle Conversations. So today's conversation is no, but it's necessary because I think that many times we think some things are obvious and whereas they are not obvious. So we're going to be speaking about how to be prepared for your therapy sessions. Okay, so yeah, maybe therapy etiquette. Must I say therapy etiquette? No, just preparing for therapy, just so that you can get the most out of it as well. Another thing is that I came home. I went home to mommy's house and I get in my sister's bedroom and I find these. And I was like, I put them on and they look nice on me. And I mean, like, we're here. So I'm excited because I look pretty. And when you, if you look at them properly, you can actually see what I'm using to hold up my phone in this position. I guys, content is bulaya, so bulaya. Content is bulaya. Zulu, I always say it's just doesn't work. Yeah, preparing for therapy. Okay, so there are two things that are coming to the top of my mind right now that I felt were really important. That I don't think anyone, because I've been speaking to a lot of people with regards to like the whole therapy environments thing, right? But I don't think anyone is really withholding, information from me. I think that most of the time we think things are obvious until you do something and you see that the small detail actually counted. And thinking about it even further, the small detail can be something that stops somebody else from trying something because, especially someone like me who likes to like overthink things and really dissect it and extremely plan it and figure it out before doing it. Okay, sometimes I get spontaneous, but for the most part, that's what I do. It gets difficult if there's some things or some questions about something that you cannot answer. Then it's just like, maybe let me just not do it altogether, right? So preparing for therapy in a way that is going to come back and be beneficial for you. The first thing for me is mindset. In terms of thinking that therapists are superhumans. Okay, like that's too much pressure. Okay, not that I thought they were superhumans. Nah. But I think I went there with a bit more pressure on my therapist than on me. Like, it was like I'm going there to unpack and to sort out some things, and homegirl better figure out, what what I need and what's going on. But actually, it's actually a me thing. It's my job. Most of the part of it, it's me. It's me. And I shouldn't be putting that responsibility onto my therapist. So going back to the fact that I sat down, realized I've got some unpacking to do and, some mental figuring out to do, assistance here and there. Let me start going to therapy. That was a me decision. Also looking at the fact that I want to improve the quality of my life and I want to do things better for me. So let me include therapy in it. And then I start going to therapy, and when I get there, okay, fine, you're hunting for a therapist first. Oh, we need to get into that. You find one, and then you're there, and now as soon as I arrive, I'm just like, okay, girl, now it's your job to figure me out. No, guys, it's not. Therapy doesn't change human beings, okay? It doesn't change people altogether. So even when we say that somebody needs to go for therapy, like, guys, don't have this mentality, Yoguti, this person is going to go in this person and come back a totally different other human being. It's not how it is. Your therapist's job is to help you see things that you are not seeing about you, about your situation, about the way that you are thinking. It's literally to assist you unpacking your own issues. And the last time, actually, my therapist was telling me about how anxiety is not a bad thing. Because I was telling her I get anxious and rambling about exactly how it's going, right? Or where the anxiety comes from and what I mean by it and how I handle it and all of it. And she was like, she helped me understand that it's not entirely a bad thing. And she gave me the reasons behind it in that. And what I'm trying to say is that in therapy, they're also helping you to define certain feelings. Sometimes you think it's anger, Ranti, it's disappointment, or you think, just unpacking certain things so that you can define what it is, so that you know how to deal with it step by step. It's not to transform nobody. It's not to install a different personality in you. It's not to, no. So that's why it goes back to the mindset, in terms of you understanding that you are doing the inner work for yourself. You are figuring out the things that you need to figure out. You are improving your quality of life. And that's where the decision to go seek help in terms of therapy came in. And I'm speaking for someone that is like me, who just decided to do it, okay? I'm not speaking in terms of someone who actually got in trouble related to mental health and was basically forced into starting therapy. I'm not speaking from that side, because that's then a whole different situation. I'm speaking from my angle, where I'm just like, yeah, me, I need help, and me, I'm going to seek it. And but understand that when you're going over there, you're not going over there to make your situation that you're trying to improve and better and fix and sort out about yourself somebody else's fault. Then you come out of it and you're just like, this person did not save my life. No, it wasn't. It's not their portion. It's your life. You do your part, babes. Do your part. And that brings me actually onto when we're looking for a therapist or a psychologist. I think it's important to be open-minded enough to understand that they know their job, and I can go to just about anyone and they can help me. But also, if you want to dissect it a bit, think about what makes you comfortable so that you are comfortable enough to open up and to speak. But that part also is the therapist's job, right? Because I think they should understand that a person coming in for therapy for the first time is generally nervous, however way they want to place their nervousness, but generally nervous. So they need to find a way to break the ice, right? But also, you know what type of people you're comfortable with. If you're with someone, you find someone who is like old enough to be your mother and is female, right? Yes, mom figure and all of that. Are you actually comfortable enough to open up, especially about the part that you really need help with? So certain things, maybe you'll feel like, okay, I'd be comfortable with speaking to this lady about parenting, but I would not be comfortable speaking to her about my romantic relationships. Then, but then your issue, why you decided you want to go for therapy, is because there's something that is disruptive in your romantic relationships that you want to unpack and solve and sort out, then it might be a bit of a problem for you to go to someone that you know genuinely you're just uncomfortable with speaking to. So take all of these things into, consideration. If maybe you need someone that is like an age mate, or if you need someone that is Christian because you're Christian, or you need someone that is, I don't know, a parent because you're a parent, or is married because you're married, or you need someone that is married because you're not, or someone that is because vice versa, because you would understand what's going to help you. Still be open-minded with the fact that they do know their jobs. So either way, you will get the help, especially if you just want the help. But if you want to be specific, also do kind of think about what are you generally comfortable with. And then, yes, babes, dive right into that. But if you're gonna go to like your government facilities, you can't really pick on what exactly, like who exactly are you trying to, so it will go back to you deciding that I am willing to put in the work, so I'm going to open up and I'm going to let this person do their job to help me. I hope I didn't confuse you over there, because I feel like I said a lot. But I feel like you get it, man. If anyone is confused, the comment section is open. Let me know. If you don't say anything, I know you're not confused. You catch what I'm trying to say. All right. So point number 2, on preparing for for therapy. Here's something that I did not know was important: to actually know what you're going for. What is your issue? So if you get there and you find that what you thought was your issue is not actually your issue, it's something else, then that's completely fine, because you have a start and your therapist knows what they're working from and where to take it from there and how to help you realize what it really is. Okay, so if the issue is grief, go and say it is grief, and and then they'll help you understand all of those emotions, because you have a focus that we're working around. If we just go to therapy and we just say like, I'm just here, dog, just trying to see what you know about your job and how you can do it, and how are you solving your situation? Like, how many sessions are you willing to go in for before you figure out what it is that you actually needed therapy for? And sometimes, the last time I was actually on a call with a lady, I called the South African Depression and Anxiety organization. I actually need to make a video on that, because there's some tricky parts about that whole thing. Nothing detrimental, nothing scary, but just tricky, can get confusing for someone that doesn't know. So I think it's information that I need to like let you know about as well. But anyway, I called in, I got this lady, and at the end of our chat, she was like, I think you just needed someone to hear you out. I think you just needed to speak and you needed someone to listen. So I'm going to give you contact details of places that I think you should be going to consistently for consistent listening to. Because my issue that I was explaining to her was also, I was just like, I'm confused. I don't even know if this is something that I'm supposed to be hurt about, angry about, because I don't know what to direct it towards. Like, before calling her, I was Googling how to sort out this matter, how to heal from this situation, and and I wasn't getting the answers until I actually broke down and kind of put myself in a dangerous situation. Not that dangerous, really. I just took a walk at really late hours of the evening, and then it just got, as a woman in South Africa, everything is dangerous. You get into an Uber, it's dangerous. You take a walk at night, daytime, midday, whatever, is dangerous. You alive is dangerous. Like eventually it was my breakdown section, and I felt, you know what, I need to call SADC. And what she was finding is that I'm struggling to get a listening ear on this particular matter. So if I go to therapy And I specifically say, I just need someone to listen to me. I feel like I give out and I don't have a place for me to, recuperate myself, because I'm giving in terms of helping, but I don't know how to receive help, and my help that I need to receive is someone listening to me. Then we have a place to start. And maybe therapists from there can take it from helping me unpacking my overthinking situation. Like, you get what I mean? Like, just have a focus, know why you're actually trying to go over there. The next under figuring out why you need to go. Oh, also, side note, I'm not discouraging going to therapy when you don't fully know the word to your emotion, or the exact emotion, or the exact feeling, like what exactly it is. I'm not saying that because you're confused, but you're feeling frustrated and you can't actually say if it's anger, or if it's grief, or if it's hurt, or if it's, because you can't actually say it, now don't go for therapy. No, go. Frustration it's enough already to get there and explain. But it does help to have like a bit of an understanding of which area of your life do you really need help with over there. And the more consistent you go for therapy, the more we can break down into other things, because every area of our life is generally just connected to each other. Like, this part is connected to that one, that one's connected to that one, so it's kind of difficult to just start with everything. Find one, and then we'll find how to help everybody else, or all the other spaces in your life. You get it? Yes. So I lost my train of thought. Come through, baby girl. Where were you? Oh, I remember what I was saying. Okay, I remember it. Under reason for going to therapy. Okay. Having notes for your sessions might be difficult for the first one. Because for the first session, what I found was that it's more of a get to know each other type of thing. It actually also helps because there's no guilt tripping in that situation. So it's okay if, like, after that session you feel like you don't connect with this person and you're not trying to go back again, right? So that's okay. But for the next few sessions, actually have notes for yourself of what you're going to say when you get there, of what you're trying to unpack, or if you go through a certain emotion and you get really angry, really frustrated about something, note it down so that when you go to your session, you bring it up. Why I say this, and I thought it was an obvious thing, but it wasn't. I once went for a session that was so unproductive to me, because we're so used to getting ourselves together. Like, you're struggling in your bedroom, but then you just catch yourself together and you're like, you know what, I'm all good. And then you get up and you go into the world and you give the best of yourself and you're completely fine. So I took that energy. I knew I was hurt and frustrated and going through a lot by the time I made the call for the session. And then on the day, like, I got outside, it was sunny, like, I looked cute. I was like, we're good. And then I went for my session and everything was just giggles and chatting. And then as soon as I was done, and guys, it's paid for a certain amount of time. So you need to know what you're doing when you get there. You know what I mean? Like, you need to try and make the most out of it. So I get out of the session, I'm like, yeah, I forgot to tell you, like, oh man, now while I gather the money for the next session, I'm sitting with all of this frustration because I didn't go in there prepared, right? So I haven't tried government facilities, so I will try that. I definitely will, and I will give you feedback as to, like, how that can work. But so far I just had paid for situation, so it is kind of serious to know what you're doing when you get there, so you get the most out of your session. And honestly, in that session, my therapist actually really did her part, because that's the part where she was explaining to me how, anxiety isn't a bad idea. And but I did not go in there with the proper goal of unpacking certain things. And that's why when I went out of there, I was like, oh shit, I forgot to tell you that, like, problem. So the next time, I need to take down notes every time I'm in a certain situation, so that it's a certain situation that goes back to the theme that I told her I needed help with. So that when I go back there, then now we're unpacking this specific situation related to the theme that I told her I need help with in our first session. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. So those are the things that I thought, they can sound like they're obvious when it comes to going for a session or going for therapy, but when I started going, I was like, I missed this part. I was confused. I didn't realize how important certain things are, and I thought I should just mention it out to you. That certain things are really important before going for your session, before you waste your time, and sometimes your money, but like most importantly your time. Now I'm saying, because we're trying to heal, we're not also like, we're trying to unpack, we're trying to get through things, like, so let's be productive at that specifically. I look pretty. I'm like so excited about these. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.